Welcome back to the ARCA post-race show for Phoenix. Casey Campbell, of course, that's Garth Allen from Racing News Now. ARCA Championship West for Phoenix, or ARCA West Championship. Got my words mixed up there. That was quite the race, Garth. Jesse Love takes the championship. We all thought Jake Drew did. And then apparently Jesse Love gets by one car, and it happens to be Trevor Huddleston. Of course, Jake Drew's teammate. Sunrise Fords haven't won all year. So what is your thoughts after that? And Ty Gibbs won the race, by the way.
Yeah. I don't think that should be a surprise to anybody if they knew Ty Gibbs was in the race. But, yeah, massive miscommunication on the Sunrise Fords parts. And that's what apparently that's what Trevor Huddleston described it as post-race, was a miscommunication. So I don't know if that means that he didn't realize that the race wasn't over yet, or if his spotter told him that the race was over, or what exactly happened there. But either way, he had enough of a gap on Jesse Love at the white flag that Jesse shouldn't have been able to get to him on the last lap. But he slowed way down as if he thought the race was over, and Jesse just drives on by, takes the spot, and wins the championship. I can't think of a more weird, wacky, dramatic way for a championship to go down, and for it to end in a tie because of that. And Jesse gets the tiebreaker because he had, 2 wins this year?
Yep.
Just, I don't know what more you could ask for. This ARCA West season has been wild, and I have loved every minute of it.
Yeah, so the final point standings were, of course, Jesse Love and Jake Drew were tied. Cole Moore was behind by 2. Then it was PJ Pendridge-Selly behind by 5. Joey East behind by 8. Trevor Huddleston -16. Todd Souza -28. 7 guys entered into the championship. And, Charlie said on the ARCA preview show this week, we could see a bunch of those scenarios come into play, something that Charlie didn't even mention. And what happened was a scenario that Charlie said that he didn't mention happened, a tiebreaker. I mean, I probably did mention that, but craziness to see how all this played out. But if I'm Sunrise, how do you handle that? I'm like, that's gotta be something. But looks like we both watched the Jake Drew interview he did post race, I think with Davey Siegel. We also saw the Trevor Huddleston interview that he did with Davey. What were your thoughts on that, and how do you think Sunrise is going to handle all this?
I don't know, man. It depends, I think, probably on who the blame falls on for Trevor losing that spot on the last lap. Was it strictly Trevor not knowing what lap it was? Was it someone in his ear telling him the race was over? I don't know. He made it sound like he's coming back next year, so I don't see them firing him over this, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a little tense in that Sunrise shop for a while. That's for sure.
Yeah, of course, both drivers said that they would be back for next year for the Sunrise team. This was but going back to the champion with Jesse Love, of course, we've both known that this is probably, and I should say this is Jesse Love's final race with BMR. Of course, BMR switching to Chevrolet next year. I know Jesse's got some plans that are going to do some more ARCA stuff, as well as a bunch of other stuff remaining with Toyota. But what's that going to, Jesse, back-to-back ARCA West champion.
That's impressive. The first driver to do it since Todd Gilliland. And he's put together 2 really good seasons. He's made it a bit of a nail biter at the end both times. Because he didn't end last season very strong either. So he's kind of made it more exciting than it probably should have been at the end of both seasons. But for him to come away with the championship 2 years in a row, last year as a 15-year-old, this year obviously as a 16-year-old, he's just been incredibly impressive out there, and I think the future is very bright for Jesse Love.
Of course, picked up the win at Salem earlier this year in ARCA West. And actually, I found this stat. I think Bill McAnally Racing has won 6 out of the last 7 ARCA West championships. Of course, the only one that was the Sunrise team. They've won 6 out of the last 7, with the one being 2018. That was when Ryan Partridge won.
Right
there. But overall, BMR has been pretty dominant. Of course, this is their last race with Toyota. They announced earlier this year that they're going to be running Chevrolets. I know they're going to be running ARCA West next year. But overall, this is kind of a closing to this a chapter, a very successful chapter with BMR and Toyota.
I'm interested to see if once they switch to Chevy next year, if they will be able to keep up that level of dominance they've had with Toyota, or if it was because they were with Toyota that they've been this dominant. I'll be very interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah, of course. Still we'll see what next year kind of holds, but you also have we saw some good runs today from a lot of drivers. Besides, with Ty Gibbs winning basically everything this year. I mean, no driver is going to have any season anytime soon with what he has had this year. But overall, who's impressed you so far in this race?
In this race specifically, Taylor Gray impressed me. The fact that he could stay up there with Ty Gibbs as much as he could, almost took the lead a couple of times. JP Bergeron has been very impressive in his past couple starts. He was very fast at Kansas, very fast today as well. Jake Garcia in his debut was very impressive. Top 5 a lot of the day, ended up in 6th. But overall, I think DGR as a whole was very impressive today. All 3 of them, I think, were very stout today.
And of course, this is it. The end of the 2021 ARCA Menard Series season for all 3 series. I know you're going to do your season in review. Let's kind of pivot to that a little bit. What were some of the things that you'll remember from this season in 2021 across all 3 series?
The Ty Gibbs Corey Heim championship battle for the first 3 quarters of the season.
Yeah.
I'll remember DuQuoin, but not for good reasons. DuQuoin, you could do its own video outside of the season recap. That was something. I mean, the West championship battle this year was amazing. Pretty much every West race this year was memorable. They were all exciting. There was a lot that happened this year. Yes, Ty Gibbs won a lot of races, but there was still a lot happening this year. And overall, I think this was still a very good ARCA season across all 3 series.
Yeah, it should be. As we kind of start to get the 2022 picture put together, we're going to have an exciting battle for the main ARCA championship, it looks like. Of course, both Rev Cars, Nick Sanchez, Raja Karuth, are going to be running for the championship. Daniel Dye is going to be running for the championship as well. I know there's going to be some other drivers that are going to be in the mix as well, but how exciting is it to see? We're going to have a big field, and plus those a lot of the Gen 6 cars are going to be eligible in the ARCA Menard Series next year. Of course, the next gen car coming to the Cup Series. But overall, what are you going to expect in 2022?
Well, and don't forget, with all those championship contenders, I'm sure there will be at least one Venturini car in there going for the championship, and they're always very stout. JGR probably won't have anybody going for the championship since Sammy Smith's not eligible yet. But overall, I think we're going to have a really good championship battle next year. I think Daniel Dye, Nick Sanchez, Raja Karuth are going to have a really good battle for that. And then who knows who that Venturini car is going to be. Could be Gracie Trotter, could be Tony Breidinger. Who knows who that's going to be? Who could be somebody out of left field that we have no idea. But overall, I think we're setting up for a really good 2022 season, all things considered.
Oh yeah, and of course we haven't had a chance to talk to you about this yet, but the 2022 schedule was out a few weeks ago. Overall, it didn't change much, although the championship races, Toledo, one of your favorite tracks, your home track, IRP is added back, or Lucas Oil Raceway, whereby
IRP. I refuse to call it Lucas Oil Raceway. It will always be IRP.
Isn't there shirts that say I still call it IRP?
Probably.
Yeah,
If there is, I need one.
I think there is. But overall, what are you thinking heading in there? Because I know you're excited to go to IRP next year.
I'm excited about IRP. I'm disappointed Winchester's gone. Overall, for the most part, though, I'm kind of disappointed with the schedule, for being honest. There's a lot of tracks that are still on the schedule that probably shouldn't be. I'm looking at you, DuQuoin. And there's a lot of tracks that were left off that I think should be on the schedule, and they're not. I mean, we left Winchester off again. Winchester's put together some fantastic racing the last couple of years. I don't know. Like, it's not that the schedule is bad by any means. I'm just disappointed by some of the tracks that were left on there that really shouldn't have been. And there's a few tracks that I think should have been put on there that weren't. So overall, I don't think it's bad. Just a little disappointed by it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna still go to tracks like Daytona, Talladega, Pocono, Michigan. Still a lot of the tracks that NASCAR runs, but the last three. But what I like is the last three races of the schedule are short tracks, and I know that's something that I know Matt Weaver pointed out, and I know I'm excited that the championship is going to be in Toledo. I know that. How exciting is that to have that there? Because where the championship was.
I like it. I like that Toledo, of all places, it makes sense because it's the home of ARCA. I'm a little worried about the weather because I feel like, what is it, mid-October it might be kind of cold. So I'm a little worried about that. But overall, I am excited about the racing itself. I think that is a really good place to have the championship at. Wouldn't technically have been my first choice. I think what would have been my first choice, but it would have been right up there. Huh?
Yeah, the race before that one.
Salem. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to see Salem be the championship race if Kansas was moving, but I think Toledo will be a very strong championship race. I wouldn't be surprised if I have to pack a hoodie for it, though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it'll be there, but I don't think it. I don't know. I know start times are still trying to be figured out, but I know that they've expressed to me that maybe I know it's a Saturday, may not be a night race, could be in sometime in the afternoon. I don't know.
I mean, that would at least make it a little warmer, I would hope.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to. We'll just have to see. I know that start times are still not out there yet, but we'll have to see how that one goes. But I know the East and West schedules are going to be coming out in a few weeks. We'll, of course, get your reaction to that as in due time. But that's going to probably do it. What a 2021 ARCA season. I know you're going to have your annual ARCA awards. Well, maybe that's me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know that I've ever done ARCA awards.
Yeah, but I know that I know some things are exciting with your channel. I know that the mobile live streaming is on there, but you've got some exciting things that you got going on over at ClubRN.
ClubRN, I like that. Yeah, exciting things. Like you said, mobile live streams are a thing now. We're still slowly growing. Haven't quite hit the 1,000 subscriber mark yet, but we're getting closer every day. We will be at a lot of races in 2022. We've got content coming up in the off season. So a lot of good things happening over at Racing News Now right now.
Of course, the famous, season 3 of your next favorite drivers coming up, I think. What are we going to see this year? And kind of explain what that is with your next favorite driver.
So your next favorite driver, like you said, this will be season 3. So we've done 2 prior seasons of it so far. Usually, or at least last year, we started making it an off-season show. So it's kind of that there to bridge the gap between championship race and Daytona. So basically, we just go in depth with some of these ARCA drivers and get to know them on a little bit more of a personal level, a little bit deeper than what you see on the track and in interviews from the track, and let you decide if this is a driver that you want to be following on into their career a little bit, and you get to know a little bit more than just their driving style. You get to see a little bit more of their personality. We've had some really good chats with some drivers over the past couple seasons. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think so. It's you've always had some. Last year you had Jesse Love and Taylor Gray, Sam Mayer, of course, and Gracie Trotter. You had Gia Selzy and Holly Holland, of course, who are on the dirt scene right now. And I know you're getting some good ones as we speak together for season 3. So should be fun. All right, that's I think going to do it for the ARCA post race show. Of course, congrats to Ty Gibbs on the win, Jesse Love on the championship. I know you'll be talking with Jesse at some point.
Oh yeah.
So we'll look forward to that, and we'll look forward to your next favorite driver, and we'll see you in 2022. Well, you'll see us again. We'll probably be talking about East and West or something.
Oh yeah.